All right, I'm going to show you how I root my cuttings. So you can get cuttings from different plants and root them, okay? And this is the easiest way to root things. So here I have the grapes, the grapes, which is, I'll show you. Hey, you doing okay? Okay, that shirt look a little bit big for you, but it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fine.
at least you are part of the green thumb family. All right, so that grape cutting came from these grapes, which you like, right? You like grapes.
Wait, no, I don't like it.
Oh, really? Okay, all right, but eventually you will. Okay, so that is the grapes, and that's the grape cutting I got. Here. All right, so this is mulberry. Mulberry cutting I got from the American mulberry tree right here that you see. You see, this is American mulberry. It produces a lot of fruit. It's good. They produce fruit like this one, little smaller. But if you're looking for a big mulberries, this is a small variety. But if you look for big mulberry, that is Pakistani mulberry. Will be the one that you would want to get. Pakistani mulberry is the biggest mulberry, one of the biggest varieties. Okay, and they come in black and white and different colors. Okay, purple, right? Red, purple. All right. So I have the cuttings. I have a Ziploc bag with the name on it so that I can identify them. So I have a couple of things to help root. So plants naturally have a rooting hormone in them. So when you take a cutting, it has hormones in the stem that will help the root. But to help it more, because you want more success in your cutting, right? Because you're doing a little artificially, like it's not like a nature doing it, you're doing it yourself. So to give it a high success rate, there are different things you can use to boost the rooting on the stems. You see the stems. So one is cinnamon that helps in rooting, honey that also helps, or you can buy a rooting hormone. It's called rooting hormone, right? It doesn't matter what company. You just use that on the cutting, okay? So all you do is take the cutting. Make sure when you cut it, you're cutting it below the node. So you see the node of the bud. It's called the bud. You see right there, the bud, right? Just below the bud you cut, because that is where it's going to root from, because that has a lot of life, a lot of energy. So right below the bud you cut, and then you take about 1 feet long, about 12 inches long. It can be even 8 inches, it doesn't matter, but I take like a standard 12 inch, like 1 feet or so, or even sometimes 8 inches. Since my Ziploc bag is not that long, I might do it 8 inches, right? So I'm going to take an 8 inch, but I'm going to put like, even if I get like 12 inches, I'm going to put like 3 inches deep, right? I'm going to go 3 inch deep, 2 to 3 inch. So you go 2 to 3 inch deep, so you still have 10 inches left, or 8 inches depending on how long your cutting is. So that's what I do. I'm going to do with all of them. Once you cut it like that, you take a little knife and scrape the outer layer, so you'll expose the cambium layer. Cambium layer is the one that absorbs all the nutrition and make the plant grow, that transport minerals from the soil. So once you just scrape the little surface of this, just an inch or two.
Dad. What is this for?
Cinnamon for rooting, so it'll root faster.
Oh.
Yes, that's right. So once you do that, once you scrape the cambium or scrape the outer layer, the cambium is exposed. You plant them in a media. This is just a compost that I had here. Some people use perlite because that is more sterile. So if you want a high success rate and not contaminate your cutting, you can use perlite. But for me, I don't care. I have a lot of cuttings here. So even a 50% success rate is good enough for me. But if you want more than 50% success rate, you can use perlite because that is more sterile, okay? All right, so I have all of these things to help it root, okay? You can just use one of them. I'm just going to use a different, whatever combination. I can just combine them, it's fine. All right, so, and then I have a little string to tie it. So what I'm going to do is put the cutting in here, dip it in the rooting hormone or the honey or the cinnamon, push it in about 2 or 3 inches deep. Then whatever is sticking out, I'm going to put this on top and then tie it either with a zip tie or with a string. So I'm going to just use a string. Once you tie it, becomes like a greenhouse. It retains all the moisture, and this media is moist. You see, it's moist. So I put water in there, so it's wet. Yeah, it has to be wet, not just moist, wet, because this will once you enclose this in this Ziploc bag, that should be good for 2 months, and it will take about 2 months, right? About 10 weeks or so for them to root. So in the 10 weeks period, that moisture, that wetness is good enough for it because the water doesn't evaporate. It will just go up in the plastic and go back into the soil. So it becomes like a greenhouse effect. It will just send the moisture back into the soil, so you don't have to add any water. Basically, you just keep it here, zip it or zip tie or tie it up, and it becomes like a greenhouse. And all the water that evaporates, it will hit the walls of the plastic and go back in the soil. It will circulate for about say 2 months, right? About 2 months, about 10 weeks or so. It should root, and you will see the buds coming out from the stem. Once you see the buds, little leaves coming out, then you know it is good, and you can transplant them. So I'm going to show you how I do it. These are the materials I was trying to show you. All right. So baby, are you getting hot in that shirt? You want to take it off?
No.
All right, you like that shirt? Oh, good job. Huh? They're not. Oh, good. I'm trying to use cameras in a way that is easier. All right, there we go. All right, let's try to do one of them. So I'm going to go with my, so this mulberry is very easy to root, right? So I have a little cutter, so I'm going to cut it.
Can I cut it?
Yeah, after I cut it, 1 minute.
Okay. Okay.
So this is about 10 inches long. So right near the bud, you see the bud? Right near the bud, I'm going to just take the outer layer out, the cambium layer. This is a grafting knife. It's very handy to have. So just like that, it's like a 1 inch, about 1 inch or so area. I just took the cambium layer out. I took the outer layer out, so it exposes the cambium layer. That's white one is the cambium layer, and the bud is still there. I just leave the bud there. That's where it's going to root from. and you stick it in. It's about 10 inches long, so you stick it in about 2 or 3 inches. I'm going to just stick it like 2 or 3 inches in the pot.
Can I try to cut it?
Okay, hold on 1 minute. Let me try one more. I totally forgot to use the cinnamon or rooting hormone or honey. Alright, come here. You can cut it. Take the
Okay.
leaf off first.
Okay. Okay.
The leaves off.
Get the leaf.
Yeah, it's easy to cut.